Hello everyone. Hello everyone. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you back. Glad to sense you back in the spirit. And we hope everything is all good with you. Hope everything is going well with you. We are here to talk about another subject today. And hopefully it will give you some insight, give you some wisdom, give you some knowledge, give you some help. Who don't need help? Everybody need help. If you one of the people think you don't need no help, you probably the main one need help. So that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other, to lift one another up, to show one another things, to let each other understand. You got to keep an open mind. You got to keep an open heart, mixed with discernment, of course. If you keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and you mix discernment in there, you will go a long way. And you will understand a lot of things, and you will gain a lot of knowledge. And if your motive is right and your intentions are right, that's all the better. Because then you gain the help of the universe. You gain the help of God. You gain the help of all. Because what does God look at? Your intentions. He looks at your motive. He looks at your reasons why. Anything you do, make sure you do it for the right reason. Because if you're doing anything for the wrong reason, it ain't gonna work. It might work temporal. It might work temporarily. It might work in the beginning, but it will backfire on you. So do things for the right reason. So with that being said, with that out there, we're gonna get into the subject today. The subject I want to talk about today is the pathway to knowledge and wisdom. What is the pathway to knowledge and wisdom? There is a pathway. You have to take a path to knowledge. You have to take a path to wisdom. Wisdom don't just fall in your lap. Knowledge don't just fall in your lap. There is a path that you have to take. And the thing is, even the Bible talks about what they call the straight and narrow. There is a path. The straight and narrow is the pathway. And what he means by that is the path is not always easy. The path, you have to stay focused. You have to stay disciplined. You have to keep the right heart, the right intentions, and the right motive. The pathway to wisdom and knowledge. Do you even want wisdom and you got some people, you got some people out there that don't even want wisdom or knowledge. They're too busy trying to get gain in other areas. They're too busy trying to get money. They're too busy trying to get money, houses, and cars. And they're too busy trying to, be better than the next man or whatever. And they are more concerned with the outward than they are with the inward. There are some people that are concerned with the inward more than the outward. And if you take care of the inward, and I've said this on other videos, if you take care of the inner man, the spirit man, the source self, the higher self, everything outside of that will take care of itself. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added unto you. I'm sipping on my green tea tonight, but we're going to talk about the pathway to wisdom and knowledge. What is the pathway? The pathway to wisdom and knowledge is basically testing the unknown. Are you testing the unknown? Testing the unknown is reading books, listening, becoming awake, becoming aware, checking your surroundings, understanding what is going on in the spirit realm. Having one foot in the spirit, one foot in the physical. The pathway is not always easy because you realize that there's more to all of this than what's been told. You realize there's more to all of this than that you ever understood. And you all of a sudden want the knowledge. You all of a sudden want the wisdom. You don't know where it came from, but something fell in you. Something fell in your mind. Something fell in your heart. All of a sudden, you got hungry. You went on a quest. You got hungry. You got hungry for wisdom. You got hungry for knowledge. And you set out on this quest to find the truth. And so you're testing everything. You're testing religion. You're testing philosophy. You're watching videos. You're reading books. Something has made you hungry for wisdom. And it ain't even about, and you've reached a point where it's not even about money, houses, and cars anymore. It's not even about selfish gain. Because you realize there's something more to this. You have to, the pathway to knowledge and wisdom begins with being hungry. Hungry for knowledge. Hungry for wisdom. Not hungry for money. Not hungry for all this materialistic stuff that's out there. You're hungry for wisdom. You're hungry for knowledge. You're hungry for understanding. You're hungry for the things that that really matter. You're hungry for the things that really count. You're hungry for the things that are eternal. That's what you're hungry for. It begins, the pathway to wisdom and knowledge begins by being hungry. And like you said, you look around as you awaken and you look around, you find out you're one of the very few that are hungry for this. You find out you're one of the very few that have a taste for this. Everybody don't have a taste for the same thing. Some people have a taste for a certain food, and another person can come eat that same food and spit it out. It tastes so bad. Just the other day, me and my daughter went and ate some Korean barbecue. And we had never tried it before. And we had our plates there. And my daughter, she looked down at the plate. She said, I don't think I can eat this. I said, well, just try it. And so I tried it. And I ate a few bites and I kind of liked it. It was kind of good. If you mix everything together and eat it together. My daughter ate it and she almost like she gagged or something. We both were eating the same thing, but only one of us had a taste for it. See, the knowledge and the wisdom really is out there. The pathway to knowledge and wisdom is not the ability to get the information. The pathway to knowledge and wisdom is, are you hungry? Are you hungry for knowledge and wisdom? Everybody's not hungry. That's where it begins. And I can't tell you your pathway to knowledge and wisdom, but the pathway to knowledge and wisdom really begins with what you are after. And I'm not after materialistic stuff like that. I mean, as long as I got what I need, a little bit more, I'm fine. But you got some people, they're blind for riches. They're concentrating on riches. And I'm not saying this is not to knock a rich person. This is not to knock a wealthy person. There are some rich people out there that are very spiritual. There are some rich people out there and wealthy people out there that are very giving. There are some rich people and wealthy people that are very balanced. So this is not to down that, but it's to encourage you or to get you to understand what true wisdom, what true wealth is, what true abundance is. And it's within. Some of the richest people in the world are some of the poorest people in the world. Some of the most abundant people in the world are the most unabundant people in the world. It depends on at what standard you're looking at. It depends on how you're looking at it. Wealth begins within. Riches begin within. Are you rich on the inside? Are you wealthy on the inside? Are you wealthy in knowledge and wisdom? Are you wealthy in the things that count? And see, people hold value on different things. What you might consider valuable, I might consider trash. And what you might consider trash, I might consider valuable. I consider spiritual things valuable. I consider internal things valuable. I consider the spirit man valuable. I consider building oneself up from within in the kingdom of heaven and knowledge and wisdom. I consider that of great value. But the other person, it's meaningless to them. It begins with you. The pathway to wisdom and knowledge. And then the second thing is you got to put forth the time and effort. If you want wisdom and knowledge, I'm talking about spiritual wisdom, the spiritual knowledge. You got to put forth the effort. You got to put forth the time. You got to come up with what works for you. And as you do that, and then your heart is right and your motive is right, is somehow the universe, God, the all, will bring the wisdom and knowledge will just come to you. If you come to it, it will come to you. There's a verse that said, draw nigh to me and I'll draw nigh to you. He's talking about God, but what is God? God is the ultimate wisdom. God is the ultimate knowledge. If you draw nigh to wisdom and you draw nigh to knowledge, you draw nigh to the things that really matter, building up the internal man, building up the spirit man, it will come to you. If you come to it, it will come to you. It's waiting for you. It's there. But some people just pass it by. You ever think of a priceless item in a secondhand store, in a little pawn shop or whatever? Hundreds of people walk by. Just say it's sitting in the display window. Just say it's a rare coin, and you know about rare coins. Even the owner of that shop don't even know about rare coins. He sticks it in a little display in the window. Hundreds of people walk by. Maybe 1,000 people walk by. They'll glance at it, look at it. Oh, that looks interesting. It got some nice little graphics on it and all of this or whatever. They say, oh, that looks like an old coin. And they just keep on going. But then you walk up and you say, that's a 1768 coin from ancient whatever. I know that coin. And you see that coin. And that coin calls out to you because you know what it is. And that's the way wisdom and knowledge is. Wisdom and knowledge is like that. Many people will pass it by, but you know it when you see it. Same thing with truth. People will pass the truth by. A lot of people religiously will pass the truth by. Some people intellectually will pass the truth by. But because you're hungry for the truth, it calls out to you. And it is summoned to you because you want it. Why do you want it? Because you know there's more to this life. You know there's more to this world. You know there's more to the universe. You know there's more to all of this than what you've been taught and told from a child. And some people, they get taught certain things and they just go with it. And they believe it. And can't nobody tell them nothing different. Ain't nobody finna tell them nothing different. That's all they know. That's all they believe. And they will get an attitude and get defensive with you if you try to tell them anything different. They will even have a condemning attitude towards you. Have that ever happened? You try to say something to somebody, and you get the response you get is a condemning attitude. They start trying to condemn you, make you feel like you're the one in the wrong, and you need to step up to the truth. When people do that, the best thing to do is just leave them be, and go on with your ascension. Go on with your wisdom and your quest for wisdom and knowledge. It's like climbing a mountain. It's like going on a quest. It's a journey, and this is not a tedious journey. It's a happy journey. I'm on this journey, and yes, it gets hard. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's some hard truths I have to learn. Yes, sometimes I have to backpedal. Sometimes I have to, rethink some things I've been taught. Sometimes I had to go all the way back to the beginning from what I was taught as a little child, and rethink and reevaluate and restudy and re-look at some things. But that's the quest. That's the pathway to wisdom and knowledge. Because you want to better yourself and you want to better the people around you. You want to know the truth so you can not only know the truth, but you can speak the truth, so you can yell the truth from the mountaintop. So you can use wisdom and teach young people that are younger than you. Teach people about life. Teach people about understanding. Show people some things. And make, if not this world a better place, at least make those that are around you better. And you want to know what's beyond this life. You want to know what's beyond reality. So you'll know which way to go once you leave this earth. You'll know how to deal with that. These are all things that some people want to know and that most people don't. In fact, most people are blind by the media, by the television, by other things, blind for their quest for worldly and materialistic things. That's a facade, it's an illusion. Materialism is an illusion. It's set up to keep you from looking for what the real treasure is. Just like you have a treasure map, you have the real treasure map, and you have the fake treasure map. The real treasure map leads you to the true treasure. The fake treasure map leads you to nothing. And most people have the fake treasure map. They think they got the real one, but it's the fake one. How do you know you have the real one? You can feel it. You can sense it. You can taste it. And a lot of times the real one don't look as crisp and clean and good as the fake one. The fake one is dressed up. The real one is all rattered and tattered and it's all torn and you got to piece it together and all this other stuff. And everybody just ball it up, toss it to the side. Truth is a treasure. Righteousness is a treasure. Love, the love vibration. Knowing that this reality is not the reality that you take the reality that this reality is. What is reality? Is this reality? Or is this a dream that looks and feels like reality? But you've never seen true reality. So as far as you know, this is reality because you've never seen what true reality looks like. At least since you've been in this body. So I would encourage you to get hungry for wisdom. Get hungry for knowledge. Get hungry for understanding. Get hungry for love. Get hungry for spiritual things, not religious things. Let me make that clear. Stop seeking religious things and start seeking God. Start seeking the all. Start seeking spiritual things. You got people who play the religious stage show act, if you know what I mean. When you got people that are true and real and honest, and their heart is right, and they have an open mind. They don't have a truly spiritual person does not have a closed mind. A religious person has a closed mind. So you ask yourself this question: do I have a closed mind? And if your honest answer is yes, I do, then you're probably religious. You have to be honest with yourself. Say, I'm religious. I'm a religious person. Because religious people are close to everything else that's not part of their religion. If it's not in their religion, they're close to it. And it's sad because they shut themselves off from a lot of truth that will come their way. Well, how do I know I'm not listening to a lot? That's where your discernment comes in. Your higher self, the part of you that's outside of this reality that speaks to you. It sounds complicated, but it's not. You are in an avatar body. You have a higher self that is outside of this body. And then you have a source self that's outside of that body. And that is the part that is connected to God. And that's really the steps. Get in touch with your higher self. When you get in touch with your higher self, get in touch with your source self. When you get in touch with your source self, you get in touch with God. So, and the only way to do that is to get on a quest for things of the spirit, things of the internal, not the things of the carnal, the things of the internal. So you have to work. The second thing is you have to work for it. You have to have, first of all, you got to be hungry for it. Then you got to work for it. What's the third thing? The third thing is you have to get in a relationship with God. You got to get in a relationship with the Heavenly Father. You got to get in a relationship with the Father in heaven. You got to get in a relationship with the All. You got to get in a relationship with the universe. You got to get in a relationship with your higher self. You got to get in a relationship with your source self. You got to get in a relationship with your guardian angel. You got to get in a relationship with your spirit guide. You got to get in a relationship with the ones that ascended before you and gone down this path before you. Once you get in a relationship with all of them, which are basically one and the same, and they are different. I know I'm speaking so metaphysical to some people that they can't take it all in. They're about to pull their hair out and they're about to click the back button or something and click the pause button. They can't take it no more because they're too religious. Their mind is too closed and they don't want to see this. And I understand if you don't. And I understand if you are religious and if this is bouncing off your religion, bouncing away from your religion too much, and you want to click it. I understand that. Please do. Please click away. This is for those that want real truth. That want real truth. You don't see a lot of likes or you don't see a lot of views on this because this is real truth. Real truth is hard to find. Lies are everywhere. So remember these three things. First, you got to be hungry for wisdom. The pathway to truth and wisdom and knowledge and all of that. First, you got to be hungry for it. Secondly, you got to seek it. You got to be. Those who seek will find. Thirdly, you got to get in touch with God. Get in touch with your higher self. Get in touch with your source self. By speaking, how do I do that? By meditating. By speaking to Him. Not just praying to Him, but speaking to Him from the heart with honesty and humility and being honest. Being honest with yourself. That's your source self. That's your higher self. When you be honest with yourself and watch your discernment rise. Watch you start seeing things for what they really are. Watch you start seeing people and situations, and you start noticing synchronicities, and you start noticing dualities and all of this other stuff. Things you start to notice things you never really noticed before, but now your eyes are open. The veil has been lifted. Now you're wide awake, or at least you're on your way to being wide awake. That's what it takes. Those three things: hunger, seeking, and getting in touch. Be hungry for wisdom and knowledge, seek wisdom and knowledge, and get in touch with the Heavenly Father. Okay? All right, this is the video for tonight. I'll see you next time, and y'all be blessed.